why not go after it with everything and all that you have? With all of your fucking energy, go out and do it. Do it well. Make a mistake.
Ladies and gentlemen,
you are now about to witness
the journey that is the Lyfe Choyces podcast.
Yeah!
We're all alike in one way, shape, or form when it comes to energy. When you really do connect with that, when you kind of want to bounce around with that a little bit. You want to appreciate that.
Yeah. I mean, ever since I fell into this interesting part of my journey that has allowed my mind to open up into an aspect of the realization that there's so much more out there and there's so much more able to come your way if you open your mind and allow it to come in. There are certain things you need to do in order to have that receive. I've been able to enjoy my life better, and I've been able to draw towards me the energy that I tried to put out. And when I say energy, that's kind of encapsulating people and things and places and environments. Sure. It's everything that I've ever wanted in my life, which has been an imaginary thing. Let's say I've thought into reality, and not every day am I high energy. Let's be honest.
Sure.
I mean, not every day is a wonderful butterfly rainbows, but living a life where you're open to opportunity, where you're not waiting for it, but you're creating it, allows you to have the ability to be of a higher energy more regularly, which allows you to attract what you're putting out. And that's kind of how I feel, not just with you, but other individuals that I come into contact with on a daily basis that I may not even invite on the podcast. I might just be walking down the intercoastal with my puppy, and I might just, same thing, like someone, male or female, walking by, I might just want to like put them in a good mood. I'm not saying they weren't, but yo, those pants are sick, or hey, I love that hat, or keep up the exercise, I love that effort. You know, like just a complete stranger, but I want to put that energy out because even if I don't see them again, that tiny little moment in their life, they might have enjoyed that moment and gotten a little push, a little happiness.
And you're making the world better.
Trying
and
to.
You said it yourself. You have to create that. You see, I think that people wake up in the morning and it's sort of like, I'm going to see what happens today. Let me, I don't know. I mean, chances are things aren't going to go really like I want them to go. And so I have my fists balled up. I'm ready to attack. And then there are the others that say, I'm going to make this day the best day ever. It's going to be crazy happy. I don't care what happens. Whatever comes along, I'm going to decide to make very good of it. And as a matter of fact, what I'm going to do is I'm going to thank somebody for their smile. I'm going to thank them for their smile, because normally what happens is people don't want to cheat you. And so they'll smile. It'll be kind of funny to them and it'll feel awkward. And then all of a sudden, you've changed their day. Absolutely 100%.
You seem to have that genuine authenticity about yourself as you carry yourself, and you have that swagger as well. What was it like before for you?
It's always and only about the process. The process is actually the prize, because in the process, you become. And you take that process everywhere you go, in everything that you do, and you become whatever it is that you're growing towards, or you're becoming more of that every single day. No matter the situations, you're learning the process of how to deal with those things. I start out with my story coming from, I'm a Marine, wonderful career in the Marine Corps. Just 4 years, I was a shooter in the Marine Corps. And so I had the honor of actually traveling around the country with a 9mm, a 45, a 22, an M16, and an M14, entering shooting competitions and representing the United States Marine Corps. From that, in a good, successful career of those 4 years, I ended up in Japan for a year without my wife and my then daughter, and was pretty much given the ultimatum, okay, it's the Marine Corps or your family. My wife didn't really like the whole Marine Corps lifestyle and that whole thing. And so, of course, I chose my family, and I got out and started that work life, and that whole thing. Taking care of my family, in 94, I got out in 91, and in 94, my wife very suddenly was diagnosed with ovarian cancer in July of 94. And Birdman, she passed away in October of that same year.
It's quick.
Yeah. It metastasized sickly fast. And we were both only 29 years old at that time. And so when she passed, I had a 2-year-old son and a 6-year-old daughter. And so now I'm a widower with 2 young kids and, waking up with a bottle of Hennessy in the morning and going to bed with a bottle of Hennessy and Coke all day long until it clicked. Either you're going to clean yourself up and straighten up, or your kids are going to lose both parents. And so that killed all of that action, and I was able to really just muscle myself out of my life, really, or out of that life for my kids' sake.
A lot of our guests on the show discuss alcohol and drug addiction. You were an adult already, and unfortunately, I'm assuming the trauma of the loss throws you into drinking. I mean, I'm not shocked by that. I mean, I've gone down that route before, but then for you to dive into the drugs, but then to, I would imagine, rather quickly within a shorter period of years, realize the importance of the other beings that you helped create and what position they would be in if you continued, and to be able to switch that around is as we can, I'm sure, know many people who have not been able to pull themselves out of a situation.
Right.
So commendable and congratulations that you were, and that was obviously a couple of decades ago that you had been able to do that. Once all that had happened, would that be the turning point for you?
Definitely. Again, the process. I was becoming. I was growing, still trying to take care of these 2 kids, but had met a lady, uh, you know, assumed very naively that I needed to replace that mother figure for my children. Huge mistake.
Really?
Oh my God. That was not my responsibility. My responsibility was only to be the best father that I could be. You can never replace anybody. I mean, I definitely couldn't replace that lady. She was amazing. She was definitely an angel here on earth. But that was a big mistake because she ended up being the wrong person in so very many ways. I'd kind of laugh and joke and say, my first wife was an angel. The second lady that I married was the devil's cousin.
It's interesting. You keep saying this one comment that I have in recent months come to a realization back in probably like February, more so early March. To become, one must be.
Mm.
And that to me is the fact of the process. The idea of, and we all do, like, I'm very much working hard to create a financial abundance for myself, my house, my home. I'm trying to create many things so I can take care of many people. But every day that I'm doing it, especially right now at the beginning stages, I express to people that I'm enjoying the process of creating everything every time I want to create something new, because I'm going to get there and there and there and even there. But when I get there, I want to make sure that I enjoyed the whole event, not just, oh, now I have this. I want to make sure that I thoroughly am being in every moment I possibly can so that I can become everything I dream to be.
That's it. That's the key.
Enjoying the process, understanding that there's going to be, I love how you say, to get there, it's never going to be a smooth road. You need things to grab onto. You need things to push you and challenge you and try to get you to really fortify yourself into something.
Yeah.
The younger generation right now your children, I'm assuming, are adults of a certain age now, maybe late 20s, early 30s.
Exactly.
Yeah. And so they have been brought up by an individual that understood the way the world actually is. Their generation and younger are in a very confusing time right now because they have this misconception and they weren't given a good smack. They were given a fucking timeout.
Yeah.
And I don't like that.
Yeah.
I don't think they can totally grasp everything that we're trying to get at.
Yeah. The idea that the younger generation isn't all lost.
No, there's always the exception to the rule. It's very much the way the individuals are brought up. And so there are still some kids in that generation that understand what work is and discipline and putting in the effort and understanding that there's different ways to look at things. But that's because they were taught that.
Exactly.
They weren't part of the generation of parents that decided, oh, let's give everyone a participation fucking trophy.
Right. Exactly.
Like, that's nonsense.
And I got to say, I saw your the episode with Orlin. I loved that show, but most importantly, I saw everything that you said about your dad and really have such a high regard for you, such a high level of respect for you to speak about your dad that way and just to know the impact that he had on you.
I always aspired to be the best parts of him.
Motivation, you and I both know, it's very temporary. It's like a nice warm shower.
The way I explain it is motivation is great. It's wonderful. Nowadays, we have our phones and we have social media, YouTube and everything like that. And I love looking at things that I enjoy for motivation. But what I use it for is to motivate my self-motivation, because that is what allows me to create my discipline. And the discipline is what you need over the motivation.
Motivation will only be that thing that sparks the passion and the desire in you.
Yes.
It frees it. It lets it go.
The motivation factor that we're talking about now, it comes at us all over different areas of social media and other ways. And to use it to self-motivate, to inspire yourself, to get the creative juices going, to enlighten yourself, to get ideas from the back of your subconscious to the forward, to then create something that you're passionate about. Yes, use that. Then the discipline comes in, where you motivate yourself every day to do the disciplined work that's needed to take that idea to fruition.
That's absolutely it, 100%. And the easy part is people think, well, you had the idea, you thought of it, the rest is a piece of cake. You don't have to do anything else now. Are you kidding me? Just waking up in the morning sometimes. Still, at my age, you're starting to feel all kinds of stuff.
I've started this new thing. So I make jokes because, 46 is not old, not young. I make jokes about how, a long time ago, it was very easy to get down there. When I say down there, I just mean the floor.
Yes.
And now, like, when you're on the floor, like today, I was doing some stuff with this audio and I was sitting down on the carpet, and then to stand up, I couldn't just stand up on my own legs. I had to grab the chair and lift and whatever.
Yes.
So what I've been doing lately is when I go to put my shoes on now, I actually get down on the ground to put my shoes on and tie my laces, which forces me to then stand back up, because yoga, gym, I do all these things. But as time goes on, as the process continues, the way we know our spiritual existence, which is having the human experience, we're inside of this human body.
Yes.
And that human body over time depletes.
Yes.
It doesn't get stronger, let's say. It gets weaker. It takes effort to keep it strong.
Right.
So in order to do that, I'm trying to implement, because I always share with people all the different practices that I do to stay happy, to stay energetic, to stay positive. But I look at my life as an ongoing process. No matter what it is, my process is trying to get to whatever end date I have. And I'm hoping that end date is like 50 years from now.
Sure.
I would love 95. I would love to see that.
Hey, me too.
But there's so much that we need to do in order to maintain all that. And what you're touching on is something which is, the work is so simple. It really is, that it is so difficult. It's so simple that it's not, is what we say. Because
very good. Very good.
And I say it in this fashion for people to grasp it with their brain, is, the mathematical equation, let's call it. You know that to do this, you got to do this, and it'll equal that.
Right.
Right. But because you know that it's this, and you have to add that, that is an every single fucking day practice. And it's not one. It's like 90 or 20 or 1,000 different things that you need to do every single day to get there.
Exactly.
And that's the concept that I'm trying to get at, that you're obviously touching on. It is simple. It is.
It is.
It's the difficulty of the discipline of everyday action that you have to take in order to get the equal sign.
Absolutely 100%. And that's the stuff that's really kind of, people, I think, hope to find comfort in it. It's comfortable. It's all, like going to the gym and working out. It, for the most part, it's always that thing that, I'd rather sit home and smoke a blunt,
Easier.
And take a pill. And as soon as they put, going to the gym in a 12-ounce can, I'm buying a fucking case, Birdman. But until then, we got to go get it.
Yeah.
Got to go get it. Well, same thing with life and everything that you want. And then even more so than that, you have to distinguish yourself from the crowd, which means that you got to want it more. You got to be passionate.
We always like to use examples of people that are in the limelight that other people can like aspire to be, because they've seen them on the big screen. They've seen them on a platform that everyone aspires and puts people up on pedestals. But even if you're in a genre, a niche, a job that isn't limelighted, right? It doesn't have to be. But if you put in more effort than anyone else in that department, if you're an accountant, right? Accountants don't really get much of a TV show, right? But you can be the most successful accountant and you can gather all of the accolades that you want. You want a nice this, a nice that. You want to just be able to go home and take care of your family because you earn a certain amount of money. You can get that if you become the best at it.
And you have to have the passion to do it. You never hear about, these accidental miracles. Not accidental miracles, but accidental, massive, huge successes. They generally speaking come from massive effort and passion. They just don't sort of fall out of the sky most times anyway. Most times
there's always
really
the exception to the rule. There's always that one person that goes viral nowadays,
right? Yeah,
and makes a couple of dollars because of it. But the truth of it is, motivation is there for a purpose. It's not the end all and be all. It does float away after a while. You should use it as a guide to get yourself motivated going, and then create the discipline and find something regardless. It does not matter what it is that you're passionate about. You could be passionate about pig farming. You could be passionate about clotheslines. You could be passionate about origami. It doesn't fucking matter. And the most important thing is, it doesn't fucking matter what other people think about it. If you're passionate about it, you go straight the fuck after it and you make whatever you can out of it. But learn everything you can about it and become not better than others, become the best at it for you.
Exactly. And I believe, T.D. Jakes said this years ago to his son. His son said he wanted to go after something, and then he asked his dad, well, but what if that isn't it? And he says that the passion that you had, the work, that will lead you to the thing that you're supposed to do for the rest of your life.
And it might not be the first thing you go after.
Right.
Right?
Absolutely.
A lot of people look at me thinking I've been living my dream my whole life, because for 30 some odd years right now, 32 years, I've spent cooking. Right. And don't get me wrong, I love cooking. Like, I really, really do. I love creating something out of nothing without menu planning, without writing it down. I love just going in, grabbing a bunch of stuff, and all of a sudden there's this plate of food. And my favorite thing is almost making food for my roommate and my friends, because they get home, they don't know what's happening, and boom, they walk in and there's a full meal just sitting there. And I mean, I know what I made because I ate it, I tasted it, and then their reactions. But that's not my passion in life.
Wow. Yeah.
This is my passion.
Yeah.
This came out of absolutely fucking nowhere. I didn't even know the podcast was going to be a thing. I thoroughly enjoy not just talking with people, like actual conversation, but I absolutely enjoy helping people. And if having a conversation and expressing whatever it is I've done in 46 years of survival, I have something to give people younger and older. It doesn't matter. And this whole thing, this is what's going to draw me into a future of just complete bliss and complete happiness. Because when I can sustain house and home through this environment, which is spawning off into a couple other things in the future, I'm going to be so happy. The podcast will never go away because it's what brings joy to my life. So it might not be the first thing, and it might not be the thing you're doing that you are successful at. That might just be a means to an end to get you into the information area to receive what you might truly be on this planet to do.
That's it. I mean, the process is leading you to become, like we've been talking about, all it is, not necessarily, and in particular, this one thing, whether it's in a kitchen or in your podcast office, it's everything that you're doing. And it's not, it's in your relationships. It's in your relationship with your puppy. It's in everything that you're doing because the process is who you're becoming. That's the legacy that you're living. And I've heard about the combine,
Oh, the compound.
the compound,
Yeah.
the compound, the combine, the compound, and your friends and that family, and the sarong and the whole thing, oiling you. That was beautiful. I love it. But I love the family that you've created within that. That's so important. My crew, my kids and my grandkids. I'm grandpa. I pick my grandson and my granddaughter up from school and take them to theater course, and then we have family day every Sunday. Generally, I love, love, love. Did I say that I love? That's it. That's where I excel. I love crazy big openly, like in a big way. On holidays, when you walk into the room with us, the love is palpable, bro.
Yeah.
You can cut it with a freaking knife. It's my grandkids. I love you, Grandpa, and we're full of love and passion. And
Humans are very tribe oriented.
sure,
And to find your group when you can, or to be brought into a group because of who you are, is something to hold on to and to appreciate. And when you get to that point, coming back to something you said earlier about, telling 5 people every day, oh, I like your smile, I like your smile. It's the same thing within that group. Is don't waste the time that you have on this rock to not tell people that are in your life how much you appreciate them. Because we've all been there. We've all had a parent, a relative, an uncle, a brother, a sister, God forbid, that has passed on, and you don't get a memo before it happens.
Right.
Even in your situation with your ex-wife, situation with my father, I had 7 weeks notice, when they called, boom, gone. So you don't get that memo of, hey, you have this much time left with someone. We say this before. I've heard this on other people's platforms. Not everyone's making it home tonight. Not everyone's waking up tomorrow.
Come on.
So with that idea in your mind, right, why should you not live every day like it's your last? Why would you not tell the people that are important to you that you love them, right? Like, that word love is not a silly thing to say to someone.
Yeah.
And then to not take the time and call random friends of yours. And I know not everyone feels comfortable calling anymore.
Right.
I have a couple of friends. I fucking love these people. I mean, I wasn't even away for more than like 2 days this last trip I took.
Yeah.
And one of my boys calls me up just to see how I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? But even if it's just a text, if you take that time in the morning after your prayers, after your gratitude, after all the things you should actually do in life for yourself, then send out a couple of messages. Yo, dude, just thinking about you today. Hope you have a wonderful day. Hey, dear, haven't talked to you in a long time. Just want to let you know I've been thinking about you. Wish you the best today.
And here's the bigger part to piggyback on what you just said. If you're only coming with good and love to improve or to help or to encourage or whatever it is that's good, why should you be bashful about it? If I'm coming to give you a gift, don't you want me to come with a little bit of vigor, a little bit of swag, hey man, Birdman, I got something for you, baby. Boom. You wouldn't want me to come and say, I really don't feel like it today, but no.
It would be received completely differently.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So why don't we go out in the world that way? Because I come with no harm, for sure. Now, yeah, not everybody's going to like me. And some people are going to feel threatened, actually, by the fact I heard this one saying, some people won't like you because your presence aggravates their demons.
I have heard that 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not you that's the problem. It's what's inside of them.
It's what's inside of them.
Yeah.
But if you're only coming with good and promise and, and goodness, why should you be bashful about it? Why should you hesitate? Why should you not put everything that you have into it? Why not go after it with everything and all that you have? With all of your fucking energy, go out and do it. Do it well. Make a mistake. Ever try, ever fail, no matter. Try again, fail better. Go out. If you're only going with good anyway, fuck it up.
Yeah, why not?
Make a mistake.
If you go back into some of the past episodes, you'll hear me say that I've been successfully failing over the past year and a half, because everything that I'm doing within this is a successful failure because I'm learning. Every time when people say, "Oh, have you monetized yet?" I'm like, "No, I haven't."
That process.
Not worried about it. What? You don't want to make, that's not why I'm doing this. I'm doing this right now to learn how to become better at this, how to share with people, how to help people, And eventually I will get so good at failing that this will not be a failure. It'll be nothing but a success. I've been trying to do this joyful expression to people. Is the reaction of a human more times than not is very apprehensive about receiving such joy. Like if you do take a test out on the street and the next day or two and walk around and just out of nowhere say, "Hi, how you doing today?" to random people. And you will see in their face, some of their reactions is like it's so weird for them that a human that they don't know. And I get it. It's not the most safest world out there.
Sure.
And I understand that.
But it should be okay to speak and say hello.
So why not? Let's have more of us do it. Let's create more better energy, more positivity so that it surrounds more of us, and then more people participate in it and it surrounds more of them. And then you can walk around on the street and hand someone a message that says, "Keep up the good work. I'm behind you."
And, I keep getting these key words that keep popping up. Of course, the process and create the process. That's what I believe that we should be doing.
Mm-hmm.
We should be creating the process every day instead of trying to wait for it to kind of figure out and see what it's going to be. Create it. And if you fuck it up, create it again.
You got plenty of time to make it better. I don't care what age you're at. It does not matter. You can start today. It does not matter. 3 years old, 95 years old. You're still on this planet. You still have the ability to do something. So give it a try. And if you fail, big fucking deal. Everyone's failed. There's not one person of success in this world, on this planet, that has not failed multiple times to get themselves to where they are.
Thank you. And thank God. Thank God. But, our biggest wins, and you've heard this before, first of all, is the fact that we are here. Mm-hmm. I mean, let's face it. We beat out how many trillion cells?
So many swimmers are going down to that one egg, right?
You know what I mean?
Yep.
We beat all of them out.
Mm-hmm.
And as a matter of fact, your success rate for getting through all of the shit that you've gotten through is 100%.
100%. Survivor.
You've made it through every fucking one of them.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And you'll continue to make it through it if you stay vigilant on the fact that no matter what challenge comes your way, you're just being fortified into the person you're supposed to become every single day of the process.
Every single day of the process, because you're creating the process. Now you're saying, I'm not waiting for, the comfort stuff or whatever. I see what I need to do next, and I'm going to do it, even though I may not want to, or I may not feel like it. I'm going to do it because I know it's serving, it's building, it's making someone better in some way, shape, or form, even if it's just me, and it's part of the process. And without the process, I'd be dead.
Mm-hmm.
I posted something on Facebook the other day, those aches and pains of, us growing older, or I like to say chronologically gifted, more and more chronologically gifted, is those aches and pains are just reminders that we're not dead.
Yes.
We're not dead, man. We're still here. And so do something through the discomfort. Do something great. Something, and if let's put it this way, if it doesn't scare you just a little bit, I'm sure you've heard this before.
Yeah.
If it doesn't frighten you a little bit, if you have just enough money to do it and it's easy, it's not big enough.
Mm-hmm.
It's not big enough.
I shared with another guest earlier some stuff that I recite in the mornings, and some of the stuff on that is pretty obscure. And most people, if I gave it out to the general public, would be like, "That dude's fucking crazy. He thinks he can get that." And it's like, yeah, I fucking do. Not only do I think it can happen, I know it's going to happen, because there isn't a molecule in my body that does not believe that it's true. And to bring back my point of, doesn't matter if people are younger or older, you can always gain something from them. A younger cat that I know, Ronaldo, shout out Ronaldo, he always told me to just believe. And I used to fucking, oh, come on, dude. But he was so positive, so happy, still is. And things work out for him because he just believes. And when I started implementing that ideal into my head, and I know for sure when something's going to work out, not that I know it's going to work out today. I know it's going to work out eventually, because there's a feeling, a vibration that goes through my entire being that is energetic enthusiasm of, holy fuck, that's going to happen. And that translates to my brain as pure belief. When I left the last recording session earlier today and I took Sushi for a walk around the neighborhood, I was in every time I finish a podcast, every time, I'm in such a wonderful state. I don't want to call it state of mind. I don't want to call it state of being. I'm just in a wonderful state that I cannot explain it to people except for its pure belief that this will become exactly what I dream it of. And if you have belief in anything, but I mean, you can't slightly think it. You gotta fucking believe it.
And you know what? It's actually, and if you don't mind, just piggybacking on exactly what you're saying, there's a difference between belief and knowing. Belief is where it starts. But my point is this: you don't believe that your father is your father. You know it. Somebody, if they said, in order for us to really know that, your father, you've got to show us this, this, this. I know that that's my dad. Belief and knowledge are two completely different things. The belief, it starts there, but you have to get to where you know it. When you're sure about a thing, now you know that this podcast, it's beyond belief, because belief is, try and see and figure it out. And if this doesn't work, then I'm going to go and do some underwater basket weaving.
No. Yeah. There's no, if this doesn't work.
Right, exactly. See, that's the knowing. Mm-hmm. That's when I know. As a matter of fact, it is working. Mm-hmm. It is working. I'm sitting here, I'm talking with this beautiful black motherfucker right here. I mean, God damn, I can't lose. You know what? It's working. Yeah. I'm giving this guy a platform. It's working. Yeah. And I've given so many people a platform. Yeah. And I know that I've touched however many people that you know that you've touched, that have come back to you.
At the very least, the amount of people that have sat in that chair. To the point, there's a handful of them that keep coming back.
I know that I've done that.
Yeah. At the very least.
I know beyond a shadow of a doubt that at the end of the day, I've affected the world.
Fine-tune yourself to become, like you said, the best version of who you are. Learn about yourself. Learn about the craft that you want to be good at. And all this other stuff, all these other things that they say you need to do it this way and you need to have that. No. You just need to be true to yourself. Have a good fucking message. Be fucking kind and mindful. Have a good message and fucking help people.
Help people. Make the world better. Live famously. Make the world better. Help people.
That's it.
Be the best in you. That's it. It's not hard.
It's so simple that it's not simple.
It's so simple that it's just complicated as fuck. But it really isn't. Just be good. And we all can't do that 100% all of the time anyway, because we happen to be human. And humans fuck up. We make mistakes a lot. So if your efforts are always to be good and to serve, it's okay if you don't serve somebody quite as good as you could. I mean, so long as you're trying to serve them and help them and fuck up a little bit, man.
Yeah.
Be cool with it.
Sylvester Stallone says it in one of his movies. I live my life through a lot of movies, so I do a lot of
I love
comparisons. But Sylvester Stallone says it doesn't matter how many times you get hit, how many times
it's only
you get
hard
put
you
down.
get hit. What only matters is, what is it? Oh, I love that saying. I know what you're talking
Not
about.
how hard you can get
guys,
hit,
not hard,
but how hard you can hit back, or how many times you can get back up and keep going.
Right.
That's the
That's
message.
it. Yeah, you have to keep. No, it's you have to get up and you have to keep moving forward.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah. No, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off.
You're good. The whole point is life is going to throw shit at you, and it's going to throw more shit at you when you start doing good. When you start climbing that mountain of success, life is going to keep throwing shit at you to try to distract you, to try to take you down. And you got to remember, fuck no, not today, buddy. Not today. I might not be 100% today, but not today.
As a matter of fact, even beyond that, thank you. Matter of fact, instead of asking, why is this shit happening to me? Why not? I'm built for this. Bring that shit, bitches. I'm a fucking warrior. Arr!
100%, dude. You didn't get to this point in your life without winning a few challenges.
You have to.
Yeah.
You have to have that dog in you, man. You got to have just a little bit in you, because this world comes with some shit.
Oh, I mean, I think you got to have a lot fucking in you. And it don't matter, man or woman, you got to have some fight in you, because you're going to have to go through some shit. Nothing. Even those that you look at and think they have it so easy, you have no idea the fucking trials and tribulations that they had gone through in order to get themselves to where they are. Nobody in this world, even if you're born into a billionaire's family, okay, and this is something I witness on a daily basis, even though you are given, and this is where the majority population looks at the 1% and says, oh, they have it so easy. Let me tell you one thing straight up. Those billionaires, right, that work to get what they have, that then had kids that got born into billionaire life, right? You don't know the psychology behind what they grow up dealing with. And that's all I'm going to say on that. But everyone has a story. Everyone has a past. Everyone is trying to survive. Everyone's trying to get their own. Have some fight in you. Find a passion. Go after it. Try to be kind as much as you can. Help other people. And just remember, everyone on this rock is going through some shit.
So real. Everybody's going through something. For all of his fans, everybody that watches Superman, just I really want to congratulate you for allowing yourself this opportunity, because he only comes with love and wanting to help and encourage. And hell, how the hell could y'all say no to that?
Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. For all my fans out there in the Lyfe Choyces YouTube land, thank you very much for coming back each and every week here. We will, of course, see you next week, Tuesday at 2 p.m. here on the Lyfe Choyces podcast. Much love, everybody.
Ladies and gentlemen,
You are now about
The Journey Life Choices podcast.